Welcome back to the epic Legend of Symphonia Tales HP to MP plus Necrosis Challenge with your boy Design Wannabe Lloyd. So
Enemies.
it's been a week since we played, well, 2 weeks since we played this game, because I was on vacation last week. But as far as I remember, everything's crazy and nothing makes sense. That's all you gotta remember. We're in a whole nother world and crazy stuff's going on, and we got some creepy girl on our team and this guy who hits on all the women, and that's where we're at. Whoa! That's a huge bridge. Listen and be amazed, bumpkins. Alright, listen. I'm gonna need you to not call me bumpkin ever again. This is the greatest drawbridge in the world. It connects the continents of Altamira and Fuji. Its control system incorporates 3,000 X-spheres. Now hold on a second. You're telling me a bridge takes 3,000 X-spheres. What does a bridge have to do? Sit there? 3,000 human lives. What? What's wrong? What's with those faces? I suppose we'd better tell you. That's a pretty sobering story. Is that really true? Do you think we'd make up something like that? Oh well, even so, it's not like the dead are going to come back to life at this point. It's always best to look on the bright side of things. I can't tell if he's a positive thinker or just doesn't care about anything. Since we're on the subject, you and Persea both have X-spheres too. Does everyone have X-spheres in this world? It didn't sound like it from the way Sheena talked about them. Nope, I got this from those guys who call themselves the Renegades. They distributed quite a few of them to Sheena and Pop Owl Knights and such. And Persea? Beats me. Well, little one. She's so talkative. I'm guessing she got it from someone else. Welcome, Chosen One and Travelers from Silverant. Here it comes. The mana is growing thin. Please be careful. You call this thin? Then Silverant must be a dried up husk. Yeah, that's kind of funny. That's actually a really good kind of metaphor. Thanks to the 10 bits, Graze. That's actually kind of interesting. Like, it's a good metaphor for our own life, because there's Silverant, who currently... Every time I'm trying to explain something, the freaking game is like, here's the select prompt that you have to pick before it goes away and then doesn't let you pause during. So, in Silverant, the mana is almost dried up. That's why they needed the Chosen to do her thing, so that they could get more mana and take it away from this world. But over here, everyone's like, oh man, the mist is almost dried up, even though it's way more than Silverant. So it's kind of like a metaphor for like the classes of human society, where like us middle-class people will be like, man, I can't purchase 4 video games this week, I can only purchase 3. Whereas a homeless person doesn't even care about video games, they care about eating. You know, like, it's a good metaphor for, like, you know, everything has its own weight, you know, don't take things for granted kind of thing. Well then, I'd like to take this opportunity to decide everyone's nicknames. What are you talking about all of a sudden? You can call me Mr. Zelos. Persea will be Little One. Colette is Miss Angel. Lloyd is Hey You, and Genus is Brat. Gee, you must have spent a lot of time thinking about our names. Rain will be called Gorgeous Ultra Cool Beauty. Huh? Then Her Highness. Zelos, can you come up with something a little more normal? The Professor is the Professor. What else would she be? Professor, that does have a nice ring to it. The bewitching female teacher, hee hee hee. Oh fine, whatever, I don't care anymore. Okay, then Professor Rain it is. Whatever. Well, great. What great dialogue, and also went way too fast for me to read. I hate these select things, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't like them. I don't think I've heard a single one where I was like, that was interesting. I love the ocean, it's so grand. This must be fate. It is so great that we meet on this date. Let's play, let's play. What is it? Red light, green light? Yeah! Who just said yeah? Oh, how do I walk? Oh, a circle. Thought she was gonna turn around. Genus, I don't think you get this game. Honestly, this seems pretty easy, but I keep reading my chat. But like, as soon as you start seeing her say red light, you can just let go. Because you can read it before she actually turns around. What am I gonna do? What's up, Vladimir? The heck was that noise? Now, why does she turn around for so long? It's not like we're gonna move after she turns around. Unless you're me, of course. We totally did that last time. What? She's like spelling out red light, but she's not turning around. What the heck was that garbage? I win! Level 2? Really? Really gotta do this many times? It takes forever, man. Also, I just ran into... Oh, I see what that is. It's when you run into people. Well, don't run into me. Jerks. This girl in the red can actually jump off this bridge. Also, why can't I turn? No one else is turning around. I'm just going straight. I don't know how to turn. I'm holding like directional buttons. It's not doing anything. I don't think I'm allowed to turn. Girl in the red's gonna win. I'm losing. Alright, screw that game. Ozette, what about it? I have a feeling I've heard that name before. You sure you aren't thinking of Colette? Ozette and Colette sound kind of the same, you know? Ow, you don't have to hit me. So, how's the volume, by the way? I'll have to get into a fight and see if it's too loud. With the new capture card, I'm afraid that the settings might have reset or something. Well, no, it should be alright. As long as the game settings are still the same. Which they are. Those happiness charms that Presea makes are incredibly popular in Meltokio now. Wow, that's great. That's our Presea. What do you mean that's our? You met her like 2 minutes ago. Wow, really? What kind of charm? A bear. What? It's a carved wooden bear. It has a salmon in its mouth. I shouldn't say salmon. I'm gonna trigger everybody. If you place it in the entrance to your house, it'll make you rich. Yes. That was incredibly exciting. Get you some salmon. For real though, if it's salmon, why is there an L in the word? Who is the extremely smart individual that wrote that word? Say, Presea, do you make anything else besides wooden bears with salmon in their mouth? Brooches. You mean brooches? What the heck's a brooch? Sharp-nosed spotted... what the... jerboa? It's the type of mouse that lives only in the area, blah blah blah. I talk too fast so you can't read anything I'm saying! Maybe we're not two of a kind after all. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but is brooch not spelled with an A? Or is brooch something completely different? I could have swore it was spelled... God, come on, I don't care. Looking at those two like this, don't they look kind of similar? You think so? They hardly ever smile, you know. A girl's just not the same without a pretty smile. Colette can't smile even if she wanted to. So don't say things like that. I'm sorry, she's touchy-touchy. Yeah, I'm sorry. Brooch is a decorative jewelry item designed to be attached to garments, often to hold them closed. Huh. Is that different than a brooch, or is that just a different way to spell it, or am I just spelling it wrong? Brooch is to pierce. Alright, so I'm spelling it wrong then. I could have swore brooch was spelled B-R-O-A-C-H. Welcome to another episode of Death Doesn't Know English. Death literally wanted to become an author and he doesn't know English. I hate this city. Hurry to Ozette. I'm sorry, Presea. Wait just a minute, little one. We'll be done in a jiffy, right, Lloyd? Yeah, I'm sorry. Why does she hate this city? Because it's got dogs in it? Hey, what happens if I talk to a dog with Colette being a zombie? Oh, that's right. Last time she kicked a dog. I want to see that again. The correct way to spell dog is D-O-G-E. Doge. The pronounced way to spell Doge. Y-E-S. Was Scrappy-Doo a dog or a Doge? Because he is kind of a meme. Let's see. Ooh, syrup. Love me some syrup. I actually really like Melange gel. Try some of that. Ogre Sword. Kotetsu. Ray Thrust. Mithril Ring. The blade is always wet. luck. Get the battle axe, why not? And let's give her the bridal gloves too, because why not? Holy cow, those are strong. Oh, I could have just made the Kotetsu. Oh, I don't have a metal sphere though. Could almost make the Aqua Brand if I had the Hydra Dagger. I finally crafted him. How is the pointed hat better than the Armet helm? Whatever. I think that was it. Scrappy 2 goes nuts. Well, that makes sense. Still, I could have swore I played a game or read a book or something where the female character had a brooch and it was spelled with an A. Either they're wrong or I'm wrong. And in my mind, I'm never wrong, so you know how that goes. Ew, academics. No wonder Persea hates this place. Is that all this place is, really? It's just a place to buy stuff? Or Imperial Research Academy. Yo, there should be word from El Tokyo. Ah, Chosen One, we've been waiting for you. Please come this way. Upon receiving the report of Colette's symptoms, we focus our attention on research data regarding the chosen Crucius Crystal. Well now, so my crystal was useful. When Colette returns to normal, I'll need to make sure she thanks me generously. I'll just let you read that again for a minute. Crucius crystals are thought to be evolved forms of X-spheres. Both X-spheres and Crucius crystals are lifeless beings. What did you say? Lifeless? What? Lifeless beings, how should I put it? Basically, X-spheres are alive, though not in the same way we are. Yes, both of these crystals are like parasites fusing with other life forms. Parasites? That's not a very pleasant thought. When this happens, the mana within the body loses balance and goes out of control without a key crest. So that's why X-spheres without key crests turn people into monsters. Exactly, in other words, since Crucius crystals possess the same qualities as X-spheres, we surmise that Colette is suffering from a parasitical infection by the Crucius crystal. I see, in which case the ritual of releasing the seals may be promoting the fusion with the Crucius crystal. Fascinating. Professor, don't talk like that after all the bad things that keep happening to Colette. Colette obtained the title of Ill-Fated Girl. Then if she had a key crest, she'd return to normal, right? Yes, she should be able to freely control the Crucius crystal if she had a key crest. A key crest, if we can get one somewhere. So that's all it takes, is just a key crest? That seems kind of silly. She goes through this whole journey to become an angel and lose all of her sight and sound and everything. Well, not sight, but everything else. And all it's needed is to fix it is a key crest. It doesn't really make any sense. Why did she lose parts of her being slowly? Wouldn't she have just lost all of it when they put in the crystal? Unless you're telling me that, like, at every seal she got, like, part of the crystal. What's up, Azuria? I do not believe I did. So is that it? If you have something wrong with you, do all the side effects present themselves immediately? Well, no, I'm saying, like, the opposite. Like, she got the crystal, she got the Crucius Crystal when we went to the Tower of Salvation. So why was she suffering from all the side effects before we got there? Like, whenever we went to a seal, she got another side effect. But she didn't get the crystal until we got to the tower. So that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense if they're saying that the Crucius Crystal is the reason for all the side effects. There's got to be more to it than that. Well, yeah, but that still means she would have needed the Crucius Crystal to begin with, and she didn't. Unless the Chosen One just, like, has a Crucius Crystal from birth or something. But I thought that's what the angel gave her. Yeah, but the angel thing was just a myth. She's not really an angel, she just has a Crucius Crystal. The whole angel thing was just a myth to make people think that it was some kind of holy thing. I don't know, there's more to it than we know, because, like, if all it was just breaking the seals and giving someone a Crucius Crystal, then in order to change the mana flow, then anyone could do it. Okay, so the necklace is the... Okay, so then that would make sense. If the necklace is the Crucius Crystal, because that's what I was saying, like, has she had the Crucius Crystal the whole time? And you're right. If the necklace is the Crucius Crystal, then yeah, she's had it the whole time, because she had that from the beginning. So Ramael gives Colette the Crucius Crystal at the very beginning of the game, and says, you're the Chosen One, and then she's forced to go to all the seals, and at the seals, he, I guess, either powers up the Crucius Crystal, or, like Bazuria said, takes away part of her immunity to it. And then, by the time she gets to the end, she's a perfect host, and then she receives Martel, which then flips the mana flow, and also is supposed to kill her, but we kind of took her hostage instead, so now who knows. Hey, this is the Forest of No Return. As long as I'm here, I'm not letting you go into any dangerous places like this. Are you scared? No, I just want to protect my cute honeys. Okay, listen. Whatever. See you, Deza. Thanks for coming, my man.
Reinforcements! Ready? Beast!
Holy cow, I'm doing like 400 damage. Here you go.
That was just...
What's What's up, Intro? Also, Bazuria, I really appreciate you keeping the spoilers away, but still entertaining my conversation. Most people find it hard to not just spoil stuff when I ask like big questions like that, but you've been able to not spoil me, but still interact with me in the conversation, so I really appreciate that. Most people are just like, well, I can't say anything because I'll spoil it, or they just spoil it. But you're making this conversation a lot more exciting.
I want to go home.
Yeah, just because I ask an overarching question doesn't mean I actually want to know the answer. It just means I'm talking about the game as it is in its current state. So, if I'm not supposed to go there, and there's nothing over here, there's gotta be something over here. There's nothing. There's gotta be some in that town then. There must be a key crest somewhere in that town.
Here we go!
Hey! I finally got one. Holy cow, that did a lot of damage. So that was...
Persea, no one can stand against your axe.
The enemy has been...
that was Photon and Ring Whirlwind together. Just have to remember that. There's gotta be something here because there ain't nothing else on the continent. No hints. Although I knew it had to be here. Is this my favorite Tales game? Probably not. But it's the only one I've played this long. So. But I played a little bit of Bazuria, and I enjoyed that game a lot. And I've also watched a good amount of Grace's F, and I feel like that game is more my style than this game is. I wouldn't say that I don't like this game, but I will say it's not my favorite. The more I play it, the more I feel like it's not really my cup of tea. But I'm enjoying the story, and the combat system's getting to the point now where I'm enjoying it a lot more. But I definitely feel like Grace's F, or definitely Bazuria, I would enjoy more if I put more time into them, which I might after this. Whenever I'm stuck in my research, I try to be alone. Well, if you're trying to be alone, then get out of my way, dude. Dude, this guy's got me stuck in the corner. Move. 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 Body! Thank you. Set him on fire. I tried, man. I honestly tried to set him on fire. It didn't go so well. Oh, is that true? I didn't know that. Like, you mean if you learn a certain tech and then change your S, change your T to an S, it doesn't affect the one you already learned. Oh, I guess I did already know that. Because I knew that depending on T and S, that's like what certain skill... Move! Why? Why? Why with these guys? Like, seriously. Also, why is there like a dungeon down here? What the heck's going on? What are you hiding? Anyone else finding it hard not to tell him about the things he's walked past twice now? It shouldn't be that hard. I understand your need to speak your words, but it's not too hard to not say anything. At least in my opinion. Whenever I've watched a stream where someone's playing a game that I know, I want to say something, but it's not that hard not to, in my opinion. You can just say it to yourself out loud, and that'll quench your thirst. Are you a new student? Do I look like a student? I'm running around with swords in my pocket. Yeah, they don't explain much about TNS. They kind of like start going into it and then like, man. I don't know, if you're yelling at the screen right now, like, bro, it's right there, I feel for you. But at the same time, people that actually say stuff, because they're like, I can't take it anymore. Like, come on, man. You can. I promise. And people that, like, leave YouTube comments that are like, you're so bad, it took you 2 minutes to find that thing. Like, I don't feel bad for you, you're just a jerk. You look important. You're not, but you look important. Well, I don't think there's anything in here. Do you realize that Lloyd has a red jacket? Dude, Lloyd's got everything red. Look at him, man. Wait, did that just go through the wall? This wall doesn't exist. I just found a glitch. Glitch Master! I guess it goes through all the walls. I guess it goes through all the walls here. Never mind. So there's got to be someone that, even at the academy, we are unable to create key crests. It may be impossible without learning it directly from the dwarves. So basically, we're screwed. That's what you're saying. Also, what is going on here? Oh, that's what's going on. Fried rice! Wow, so elegant. Literally every person knows how to make fried rice. You take rice and fry it. The end. Oh, that's what you're talking about? You weren't even talking about what I'm supposed to do. You were just talking about the chef. Disguised as Victoria's Secret catalog. Are you sure I'm supposed to be here? I've talked to every single person. don't know what else to do. At the Imperial Research Academy, the party learned that Colette's transformation in the Angel is being caused by the Crucius crystals she wore. The Crucius crystals were the most powerful type of X-spheres, and like X-spheres, they were lifeless beings. The X-spheres exploited them, blah 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 blah. When Lloyd and the others learned this, they wondered where they could find a key crest. Yeah, that doesn't help. That is zero help. Are you guys sure I'm supposed to be here? I feel like I've been bamboozled by chat yet again. I've talked to every single person. Who would go to a shop looking for a key crest? Excuse me, sir, you got a key crest? Or maybe it's this good. Oh, okay. I hate when you talk to somebody and they're like, I'm unimportant, and then you go do one thing and then that person becomes the most important person in the game. What's this place? All you're selling is junk. It's marvelous. This is just marvelous. Oh, it's an ancient magic technology carbon. There she goes again. Come on, please. Look for something that looks like a key crest. There! It's a key crest. What? You want this piece of junk? Yeah, how much? Let's see. 10,000 gold. Taking advantage of people in need. This is a business after all. Okay, call the one responsible for this bazaar right now. I'll make sure you can't do business anymore. Who are you? You got some guts to be ignorant to the great Zelos, the Chosen. Chosen? Please take this junk. I humbly offer this up to you, so please forgive me. Good, good. I like your attitude. I'll remember you. Thanks, Zelos. It was nothing. It was for my cute Colette. Okay, I'll borrow a lab at the academy and fix it. Derpy derp 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 derp. That happens to me so often. I'll go to a town and I'll talk to somebody and they'll be like, oh, this is just some stupid guy that means nothing. And then you watch one cutscene and then you have to go talk to that guy. And I talked to everyone but him because he seemed so unimportant. Sorry to bother you, but could I borrow a lab? He wants to make a key crest. You notice how, nice Lloyd is now? Like how he has like manners now. At the beginning of the game it would have been like, give us a lab! Oh, Chosen One, please make use of that room you were in earlier. I'll repair the key crest so you just wait at the entrance. Sure, sure. Okay, I think this will do. Is that scene really important? Would you say that the characters are your least favorite part of the game? Maybe. I feel like the characters are a big reason why a big reason why the beginning of the game felt slow to me. But now I don't mind the characters so much. At the beginning of the game they were pretty boring. But now I feel like they're, like, Lloyd's becoming a little more dynamic. Colette's an annoying but good character. The Professor's alright. Persea is probably the most interesting one so far, to be honest. Zelos is just obnoxious and not in a good way. Kratos was good, but now he's gone. And Genis is alright. Yeah, this is definitely the type of game that playing it through a second time, you'd get more appreciation for the beginning. Playing it casually the first time through, the beginning seems boring, but there's a lot more going on than you know? I didn't think I'd be giving you your birthday present like this. I've attached a key crest to your necklace. It's late, but it's my present for you. She's like, I am demon! Colette, can you hear me? How is it? It doesn't seem to work. How about asking Dirk for help? But Dirk's in Silverant, and the Reinhards are out of fuel. Maybe the people here at the Academy might know of a way. Hey, wait just a moment. Aren't you forgetting something? I'm here to keep tabs on you. I can't let you go back to Silverant. That was late. Well then, just come along with us, oh compassionate chosen one. What? Are you serious? You're kind to girls, right? Yeah. It's to save Colette. You'll keep quiet about it for us, right? Great. How am I supposed to snitch after hearing that? Okay, then all we need is fuel. Chosen, we heard what you said just now. We hereby declare you and your companions to be traitors attempting to destroy Tethe'alla. What? Come on. Is this really believable? Like... They're like, we should travel to Silverant to save Colette and then come back here. And he's like, well, okay. And then that alone causes the guards to be like, you're gonna destroy Tethe'alla! Well, that was perfect timing, Mr. Popple Knight. It's by the Pope's orders. Pope's orders? How? You just said it 2 seconds ago. How did the Pope hear? We're to watch you for suspicions of plotting against the throne. Oh, okay. Yeah, now that's amusing. I'm the one who's plotting against the throne. Restrain them and take a sample. Don't touch the angel. If you approach her carelessly, she'll kill you. Ow, what are you doing? Criminals undergo biological tests before they are arrested. It's because of the caste system here. Some half-elves don't look any different from humans. It's necessary to detect them. Sir, we found a match. Genis, Professor. So you're half-elves. Half-elves, is that true? That's right. Rain. There's no point in trying to hide it now. These pathetic half-elves have engaged in shameless caste deception. What'd you say? The Professor and Genis are much better people than you. Who cares if they're half-elves? I don't know what it's like in your world, but over here, half-elves are at the bottom of the caste system. Half-elves guilty of crimes are all executed without exception. That's insane! Take them away. Genis, Professor! Change in plans. Half-elves can use magic, so we must keep them under heavy guard. We don't have any spare forces. We'll return to the bridge and call for reinforcements. As for the Chosen and the others, just lock them in the basement or something. Oh, that's what that basement dungeon was for. Just a really, a basement just for this scene. Otherwise, you wouldn't have needed it. What a coincidence! You happen to have a locked basement in this university. Who's there? Don't speak to us, half-elf. Be quiet and continue your work. They are criminals. Hold them here until we return for them. Criminals, if you've had the good fortune of being born human, don't throw it away like that. We haven't done anything. Well, you did try to go back to Silverant. Shut up. Ah, get away. Persea. You're Persea. Why are you here? You know Persea? Ah, she's... A half-elf in the Imperial Research Academy is acquainted with a human child? That's strange. Why? I told you, half-elves are treated like garbage in this world. The half-elves that work at the Imperial Research Academy never leave their labs, ever. That's insane. He likes saying, that's insane. See ya, Chop Down. What's up, Amy? Good to see you. Let's put that aside for now. How does a half-elf that can never leave here know Persea? This child is my team's research sample. Research? What kind of research? Research to manufacture Crucius crystals inside the human body. You mean make Crucius crystals? Yes, theoretically they are no different than X-spheres. By allowing them to slowly feed on a human body. What? That's the same way that his ions made X-spheres. What? What are you talking about? I'm saying, how can you treat people that way? I could ask you the exact same thing. How can you humans treat half-elf lives the way you do? I treat them the same as everyone else. There's no difference between the lives of humans and half-elves. He isn't from Tethe'ala. What, did he just smack Lloyd in the face? He's a strange one that was raised in Silverant with half-elves and a dwarf. Sheena, how did you know we... I'll explain later. Genis and Rain are being taken to Meltokio. If we go after them now, we should be able to save them. Are you planning on running away? Are you going to try to stop us? He's going to save his half-elf best friend. What are you going to do, Miss Half-Elf? I won't let you trick me. There's no way a human would save a half-elf. But Kate, I did hear they arrested 2 half-elves up above. There's no time. If you're going to get in the way, we'll just have to fight you. Fine, I'll let you go if you promise that once you saved your half-elf friends, you will come back here. If what you said is true, I'll release Presea from her experiment. You promise? I swear upon the name of the goddess Martel. I wouldn't do that. Okay. Then come over here, there's a hidden passage. You just stare at the wall and it opens magically. You can escape through the service through this door. Thanks. Hurry, we need to head for the bridge. By whose order was Presea's experiment carried out? I can't say. The Pope, then. I was just about to say, the Pope. Zealous, come on. I know, sheesh. Thank you for the 40 bits, Grace. Colette! She really doesn't respond to anything. Hey, you aren't doing anything funny to her, are you? Well, of course not. Because it wouldn't surprise me at all if you did something like that. What do you mean by that? You tried peeking at me in the shower before. That was just natural curiosity toward the unknown. Wow. Can we just stop and talk about how molestation has just been like justified simply by saying I was curious? You will get better. You will get better. What are you doing? I was just... Oh, nothing? I was just wishing for Colette to return to normal. I see. I hope she gets back to normal soon. Yeah, me too. What a great conversation. So glad you stopped the game and played it. You will get better. Yeah, I know how to summon. Oh my god. Why? Dang it, I hope they're alright. Part of the Grand Tethe'ala Bridge is a drawbridge. If they raise the bridge on us, there will be nothing we can do. Movement speed reduction resulting from conversation in transit. Yes, thank you, Presea. Thank you. You're my favorite character now. Aye. So yeah, just so you know, if you go to court for molestation or peeking Tomming or anything like that, just remember you can say I was curious and all charges dropped. That's what I learned from Tales of Symphonia. As long as you're just curious, that's all that matters. Yeah, it's really annoying. Like, it's really confusing that Corrine you can summon anytime, but then the other summons you have to be an over limit. The game does tell you that, but if you, like, skip the tutorial or something, you'd be really confused as to why Corrine can be summoned but no one else can. But it did say, if you read the tutorial, it says to summon you need to be an over limit. This is the longest freaking bridge. I love how I played boss music the whole time I was running across that bridge. Wait, why would it drawbridge there? Why wouldn't it drawbridge in the middle?
They're trying to cut us off! Come on! We'll have to jump it! Whoa, wait! Time out. Are you nuts? We'll die if we fall from here. And if we abandon them, they'll die too!
Let us continue our pursuit.
Man!
Why would it drawbridge here? The bridge is like 7 million miles. Okay.
Ah!
Colette just flies. That was pretty great. Colette's like, I got this. Okay. That's like no big deal.
Safe landing due to an unknown force. No damage detected.
Are you a robot?
Phew, thought I was gonna die. Thanks, Sheena.
I'm sure glad I was able to summon her.
Excuse me, but Professor Sage and Genus are...
I love how Colette's just like, whoop!
That's right. We have to save them.
Colette is a much more interesting character as a evil
Damn.
angel of doom.
They must have escaped.
Without saying anything.
Give us back our friends. Silence.
Alright, I have another question. Why do we not just fight these guys before? I hate when games do this. My favorite example ever is Final Fantasy X, when they walk through like 87 guards during the Yuna wedding. They kill like 27 guards on the way up, and then 10 more guards are like, hands up, and they're like, oh, you got us. Cracks you up every time. I don't even know what I just used.
Just as I expected.
I can't figure out where my level 1 texts are.
Lloyd! Everyone!
You came to rescue us.
Yeah, I just want to point out that we could have done that earlier. A lot easier also.
Of course. You're our friends.
But we're half-elves.
What? Okay, this entire part of the game is stupid. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everybody who loves this game, but this part is really ticking me off. Like, this whole thing is meaningless. We've been traveling with it the whole time. Why would you even...
So, what's your point?
Lloyd!
What about the Tethe'ala half of our group? Do you mind if we join up with you?
I'm from Mizuho. We're not exactly mainstream either. We're not that different.
What? I don't understand. This part is stupid. They're saying like, oh, we're half-elves. Are you even comfortable with us going with you? This is our quest. What are you talking about? That'd be like if Cloud, in the middle of Final Fantasy VII, was just like, guys, listen, are you okay with me joining you to go fight Sephiroth? Like if halfway through Final Fantasy VII, Cloud was just like, listen, I'm blonde, and I don't know if you guys are okay with that. Maybe you guys should just go fight Sephiroth without me. Like, Cloud, this is your mission. It's your mission to go fight Sephiroth. Wait. Doesn't make any sense.
To tell you the truth, I can't say I'm really kosher with this.
Good, leave.
Then again, people have always treated me differently, saying that I'm a descendant of angels. So in a way, we're a lot alike.
Who cares? We don't want you here. We were forced to have you join our team. We could just throw you off the bridge, and that would be fine.
I just want to go home.
I see. All right then.
By the way, why is Sheena here?
I have orders from my chief. I'm supposed to observe your activities.
That's typical of Mizuho. They're trying to decide if they should side with the king or you guys.
So now we have 2 people keeping tabs on us.
But I'm not trying to do anything or get in your way or anything, so...
We know that already. You're an honest person, perhaps to a fault.
At this point, I'm okay with anything. Now we just need Sheena to form a pact with Volt, and we can get those Riards working.
Volt?
Sheena?
Nothing.
Then shouldn't we go get the Riards first? Either way, Volt's temple is on the other side of the Grand Tethe'ala Bridge. It'll be faster if we pick up the Riards, since the bridge is closed off right now.
Pick up? How are you planning on moving those things?
Just leave that to me. I prepared a secret weapon just in case something like this happened.
Let me guess, it's a magic bag that fits anything.
What secret weapon?
Harry Potter.
It wouldn't be any fun if I spoiled the surprise. Now let's get going! To the Fuji Mountains!
You're an honest person, even though you're an assassin that tried to kill us earlier. Also, thanks for the 1,000 bits, Blackwing.
I can't believe
Appreciate it,
we're gonna
buddy.
have to climb that mountain again.
God, that was the dumbest thing ever. Oh, now what? So Rain and the Kid are really half-elves. Nope, we just did all that and it was just a meme. They aren't actually half-elves. Just kidding. I've been educated this way since birth. Half-elves are stupid, savage, filthy creatures. Okay, well, okay, but, like, you're not... This is stupid. Like, I like the idea behind these select things, where you can delve into the lore a little more if you read the select things, or you can choose not to. But I get so frustrated with them because they pop up constantly. You can't skip them. You can't pause them. You can't choose how fast the text goes. And half the time they're just repeating the crap you just heard. Like, you literally just said, I have no problem with them because I've been discriminated against too. And then he's like, well, I don't know about these half-elves though. If we just went through this. There's probably nothing in this world that annoys me more than a video game repeating itself. I don't know what it is, but it's like my biggest pet peeve ever. When a game repeats itself, it just drives me absolutely insane.
You picked the wrong guy to
I
mess
hate
with.
it. When a tutorial repeats something you already know, or some character repeats something you just heard, like, it just drives me crazy. Or I think you can't, sorry, you can skip them, but like, you can't skip the text forward. So it's either all or nothing. Either you listen to the whole thing or you don't listen to any of it at all. Looks like we've gained a new member while we were gone. This is Persea. Yes. An axe user, huh? Can I try it out for a minute? No. Oh, okay. Well, what's heavy? Do you swing this thing around? Yes, I'm a robot. I can do whatever I want. The axe's weight increases its destructive power. That's our Persea. That makes perfect sense. Persea is not only pretty, but smart as well. Genus, I see you've changed a lot too.